All around the world, we're seeing all sorts of footballing stories being written this season. We're seeing success stories, grass to grace stories, and even redemption stories. And while most of these stories have taken center stage, there are some that seem to be going under the radar. Some guys are really turning their lives around this season, but not many have taken notice of them for one reason or another. In this video today, we want to bring the stories of these players to light. These are 8 players who are quietly reviving their careers this season. Let's start with Marco Asensio. Everyone called him finished after he left Real Madrid in 2023. He moved to PSG, but he was just unable to get regular minutes, which forced him to leave the club. Last year, he joined Fenerbahce, where the eyeballs and media pressure are much less, and over there, he has been reviving his career. At the moment, no player has assisted more goals in the Turkish Super League than him this season. On top of that, he is top 5 for most goals in the league. He currently boasts 21 goal involvements in 21 league games, meaning that he averages a goal or assist every single league game this season. He is also second for most goal involvements and most big chances created in the Super League this season. Asensio is just absolutely dominating the league, and not only has he been Fenerbahce's best player, you could also argue that he has actually been one of the best players in the league. Who knows, a club in one of the top 5 leagues might be looking at this and thinking of stealing the former Real Madrid man in the summer. Another person who is reviving his career in the Turkish league is Mauro Icardi. Back when he was at Inter Milan and PSG, he was one of the top strikers in Europe, but since he moved to Galatasaray in 2022, we started to hear less and less of him, and of course, his lengthened battle with injuries didn't help at all. If you remember, Icardi tore his ACL in 2024, causing him to miss almost a full year of football. Considering he was already in his 30s when that happened, everyone thought that his career was over, but he seems to be getting back to top form this season. He has scored 13 goals in 23 Super League appearances, putting him up there as the league's 3rd highest goalscorer this season. And you know why this is more than impressive? He has started just 9 Super League games this season. Obviously, Victor Osimhen remains Galatasaray's starting number 9, so Icardi has had to be content with playing second fiddle. But in spite of that, he has managed to outscore Osimhen in the league. Icardi currently averages 1.18 goals per 90, the second best returns in the league this season. To be doing this just months after recovering from an ACL injury? Yeah, that's just such a beautiful story. Another striker who deserves to be on this list is Ivan Toney. He left England and moved to Saudi Arabia in 2024, and after that we stopped hearing anything about him, but what he's doing in that league right now is so commendable. In a league that has Cristiano Ronaldo, Karim Benzema and Sadio Mane, Toney is currently leading the way in the Golden Boot race. At this rate, we won't be very surprised if we see Toney try to return to Europe in the summer. After all, he recently said that he's still hungry and would love to be considered for England's World Cup squad. To be fair, with what he has been showing this season, we're pretty sure that Thomas Tuchel will have the former Brentford man somewhere at the back of his mind. Still in the Saudi Pro League, Joao Felix seems to have finally found himself there. After having tried and failed with Barcelona, Chelsea and AC Milan, the Portuguese forward decided to move to Saudi last summer to join his national team captain Cristiano Ronaldo at Al Nassr. In the faraway Middle East, Felix appears to have found his feet again. He is currently second for most assists, most chances created and most big chances created, while also being 3rd for most goal involvements in the league this season. Felix has arguably been Al Nassr's best player, and he just might be the reason the club finally lifts the league title for the first time in 7 years. The 26-year-old often makes the difference for the team. Apart from the chances he creates and the assists he provides, Felix is also top 10 for most goals in the league this season. As a matter of fact, he is just 3 non-penalty league goals behind Cristiano Ronaldo. That's how good his season has been. Considering he's still in his mid-20s, you just cannot rule out a possible return to Europe for him in the near future. With these performances he has been putting up, surely a few clubs will be looking at him. But we just could not go without talking about Oddson Edwards. Just last season, this guy was rotting away on Leicester City's bench. In 2024, he left Crystal Palace to join the Foxes on loan, and he simply wasn't used. He played a total of 26 Premier League minutes for Leicester City last season, and from November until the end of the season, he wasn't included in the matchday squad even once. But last summer he moved to Lens, and over there in France he has slowly been reviving his career. He's currently in the top 10 for most goals in League One, and is one of the reasons Lens are in a real title race this season. For a player who was deemed not good enough for a team that got relegated last season, this is one heck of a revival. Next, let's talk about Rasmus Højlund. If you notice, everyone appears to have gone quiet about him since the early days of his move to Napoli, but he hasn't stopped firing. His revival is still in full flow. We're sure everyone knows what he went through when he was at Man United. He struggled to score, and that led to him being mocked and being the butt of so many jokes. Well, this season he's turning everything around. He's currently the joint second highest goalscorer in the Italian top flight. Absolutely no one would have predicted this coming into this season, and what's more interesting is that he appears to always save the best version of himself for the biggest games. This season he has scored against Juventus, Fiorentina, RC Milan, Sporting CP and Chelsea, while also setting up goals against Atalanta and AS Roma. Another player who has been doing exactly that is Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. 2 seasons ago he was playing in the Championship while he spent most of last season sitting on Chelsea's bench. But last summer he moved to Everton and has started to rebuild his career, brick by brick. He has been scoring, assisting and pushing Everton further up the table. The Toffees are really making a push for European football, and KDH is one of the reasons that seems possible. Let's now wrap up with Dominic CalvertLewin. Listen to this. In the last 3 seasons combined, CalvertLewin managed just 12 goals in 75 Premier League appearances. For a centre-forward, those were some really shambolic numbers, and his frequent injuries were not helping matters at all. So it wasn't very surprising when Everton released him after his contract expired last summer. He joined newly promoted Leeds at the beginning of the season, but not many had much hope that he would do anything meaningful. Well, he has gone on to prove everyone wrong. So far, the Englishman has just been quietly reviving his career, but he didn't even start the season well. He missed the first 2 games of the campaign because of a lack of fitness and managed only 1 goal in his first 10 appearances for the club, with a truckload of missed chances to boot. At that point, most fans had already written him off, but that was exactly when he started to turn things around for himself. Towards the end of November, Leeds were entering into a very tough run of games with relegation looking very likely and Daniel Farke's job on the line, and that was exactly when Calvert-Lewin entered beast mode. He went on an incredible run, scoring in 6 straight games. But what made that run more impressive was the teams he scored against: Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Brentford, Palace and Sunderland. From that point on, Calvert-Lewin became a different man. More so, he now has a real chance of being called up for the World Cup this summer, as he is currently the highest scoring Englishman in the Premier League. Right now, he looks like he might be the front runner for the role of Harry Kane's backup at the North American Showdown. To go from what we saw from him over the last few years at Everton to this, yeah, that's a real revival. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye.